Hello everyone and welcome to Anka's Kitchen. Today I want to inspire you to make the most tender cake called Strawberry Medovic. This cake is made with thin honey cake layers and filled with the most delicious sour cream frosting and also with strawberry confiture. This cake looks amazing, it tastes amazing, and I know you guys will love it. So let's get started. We start with the strawberry confiture. The ingredients we need are strawberry puree, lemon juice, sugar, and pectin and age. We place the puree into a saucepan. Then we add the lemon juice and we mix. We place the saucepan on medium heat. In the meantime, we mix the sugar and pectin and age and we bring it to the stove. When the mixture reaches 35 degrees Celsius, we start adding the sugar and pectin. We add it slowly while mixing with a whisk. After adding all the sugar and pectin, we bring the mixture to a boil and we cook for 30 seconds. Then we remove from the heat. We pour the confiture into a clean bowl and we cover it with cling film in contact. And we place it into the fridge for at least 1 hour while we make the honey cake layers. For the honey cake layers, we need flour, egg yolks, sugar, baking soda, butter, salt, and honey. We add the sugar to the honey. We also add the butter. And we place the saucepan on low to medium heat, and we mix from time to time. We want the sugar to dissolve and the butter to melt before the mixture starts boiling. When it starts to boil, we add the baking soda and we mix fast to incorporate. The soda reacts with honey and the mixture will triple in volume. Once that happens, we remove from the heat. The color turns darker, but it's totally fine. And we add the egg yolks gradually while constantly mixing with a whisk. Then we add the salt and we mix to combine. We allow the mixture to cool for 10 minutes. Now it is also a good time to preheat the oven to 170 degrees Celsius or 338 degrees Fahrenheit. After the honey mixture has cooled for 10 minutes, we start adding the flour. If we add the flour right away after cooking, the dough will absorb more flour. We start adding the flour gradually and we mix to incorporate before we add more. When it's difficult to mix in the saucepan, we place the dough on a silicone mat that we dust with flour, and then we knead the dough just a little bit while we form a ball that is soft but not sticky anymore. We divide the dough into 8 equal parts. We measure 130 grams of dough and we form a ball. And we place it on the silicone mat. We do the same with the rest of the dough. And once we divide all the dough, we cover them with cling film so that they do not dry while we roll and bake. We start rolling on a silicone mat, we dust it with flour, and then we roll it so that it's at least 20 centimeters in diameter. It does not have to be a perfect circle. We roll from the center to the sides, trying to get the same thickness everywhere. We can touch it and feel if there are any ridges that we need to roll more. Once we have an even surface, we prick the dough with a fork. We slide the mat on a tray, turned upside down, and then we bake it into the preheated oven for 5 to 7 minutes or until golden brown. As soon as we take them out of the oven, we cut an 18 centimeter circle using a cake ring and a knife. And we collect the scraps in a bowl, because we will use them to cover the cake in the end. And then we allow the cakes to cool completely on a cooling rack before removing from the mat. We roll the rest of the dough and we bake it in the same way. We can bake on a silicone mat or on a parchment paper, 1 or 2 at the same time, depending on the size of your oven. While we bake one, we can roll another one. In this way we can work faster. Once the cake is cool, we can remove it from the mat or the parchment paper. It comes off easily. Here we have the beautiful cakes ready. If you do not plan to assemble the cake now, then you can freeze the cakes covered in cling film. Now we can prepare the filling for the cake. We take out the strawberry confiture and we remove the cling film, and using a whisk, we mix it to get a creamy texture. We place the confiture in a pastry bag. We do not need a tip. And we set it aside. Now we can prepare the cake crumbs, which we will use to cover the cake. We just place the scraps in a food processor. We process them till they turn into fine crumbs. If the crumbs are not all fine, you can also sieve the crumbs and remove the bigger pieces. Now we can make the cream. For the cream, we need sour cream, whipping cream, vanilla extract, and powdered sugar. We place the cream into the mixing bowl. We add the powdered sugar, and then the sour cream, and the vanilla extract. We start whipping on low speed at first, and once the sugar is incorporated, we increase the speed to medium-high. We stop to scrape the sides to make sure everything is being mixed, and we continue to whip. The cream is now ready. It increased in volume, is soft and semi-stable. We do not want to whip more because it would turn too thick. We fill a pastry bag with cream and we are ready to assemble the cake. We place a round piece of parchment paper on a turntable and we place a little bit of cream under it to secure it in place. We place the first honey cake on the parchment paper and then we place 130 grams of cream on top of the cake. You can also assemble the cake directly on a presentation cake board, but it is easier to use a turntable. We spread it in an even layer and then we smooth out the surface as much as possible, and then we add the next cake. We pipe a border of cream, and then in the center, we pipe 130 grams of strawberry confiture and we spread it in an even layer. We even out the cream and we smooth out the sides as well. We cover it with another honey cake layer and we place 130 grams of cream on top. We spread it and we continue to assemble the cake in the same way, alternating the cream and the strawberry confiture. After assembling, our cake looks pretty straight, but for a perfectly straight cake, we can use acetate tape to wrap the cake. And then we use an adjustable cake ring to tighten. We tighten a little bit at the bottom and a little bit on the top. And then we cover it with cling film and we place it into the fridge for at least 6 hours. This time is needed for the cake to absorb the cream and become soft and tender. We will use the remaining cream to cover the cake, but for now we cover it with cling film in contact and we place it into the fridge till we need it. After 6 hours, we take the cream out of the fridge. We also take out the cake. We remove the cling film, also the cake ring, and then the acetate tape, very slowly. We remove the parchment paper, and for that we move the cake halfway off the turntable and we place a spatula between the cake and the parchment paper. We slide the cake on the spatula, and with the other hand we remove the parchment paper, and then we place the cake onto the presentation board. We remove the spatula slowly. We place a thin layer of cream on top and we smooth it out. Then we apply a thin layer of cream on the sides and we also smooth it out as much as possible. But it does not have to be perfect because we will cover it with crumbs. We take the crumbs and we dust the top till we get an even layer. Then we apply the crumbs to the sides of the cake as well. It is messy, but it's worth it. Our cake looks beautiful. After covering all the cake, we remove the excess crumbs and we place the cake in the fridge while we prepare to decorate. This cake is beautiful as it is, but if you would like to decorate, here is one option. We prepare strawberries, we cut them in half, and then we brush them with neutral glaze. We take a pastry bag filled with chantilly cream and using a closed French star tip, we pipe little swirls of chantilly cream on top of the cake, and then we place strawberry halves on each swirl. I will leave the link to the videos for the neutral glaze and the chantilly cream in the description of this video. Check out this gorgeous cake! Do you like it? Let me know in the comments. Let's cut it and see how it looks inside. Look at those layers! So beautiful! I am ready to try it! This cake is so delicious, so tender, it just melts in the mouth. I just love it. It reminds me of my childhood. I know you guys will love it too. Just try my recipe and let me know in the comments how it turned out for you. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave me a like and subscribe to my channel if you didn't do so yet. Thank you again and I will see you soon with another video. Bye!